Welcome back, guys, to the Crypto Jewels channel. Thanks for watching. My name is Jonathan. Justin and Austin around here somewhere, working on some good stuff for you guys. But right now I'm holding down the fort, and today we're going to be talking about this Wyckoff strategy or theory or method or whatever you want to call it. We're going to look into that. But first, Bitcoin is been hovering around this 32,000 mark for the last few hours today but we did see that big dip and now come down and retest this 32. We're going to get more into why that matters here in a minute, but let's look at the Wyckoff. What is that? Why does that matter? And I'm here to show you a little bit what that means with honest analysis. That's what the Crypto Jewels team is about, honest analysis and relevant news. This is newsworthy because we have put in a lower low down here, and that aligns with what the Wyckoff accumulation chart looks like. And so this is the accumulation chart, and as you can see on the bottom here, there is definitely a lower low relative to the previous low, and there's several weeks of trading up and down, which we can see easily is very similar to what we see here on this chart that's showing on Kraken website, where I have some of these lines drawn to help you see that correlation. But if that is where we are following along, I'm not saying that this chart is predictive in any way. I'm just trying to understand it. Really, the Wyckoff method or strategy is like time tested. It's very old. Like he published this a long time ago, and this is a really good quote from him that basically means if you swim with the whales, like you're gonna make profits. If you understand it, you're gonna do well. If you don't understand it, you're not gonna do well. It boils down very simple. And he published these charts and a whole book about it, and as well as other charts and a lot of theory and strategy, and basically kind of rang the bells and said, hey, here's what they're doing to you guys. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for these tricks that they're doing. Consider them working together, even if they're not necessarily working specifically together. They're working in their own interest to line their pockets because they are, if one thing's true, they're always going to be greedy, right? But he's saying here, like, retail investors being repeatedly fleeced. Like, he's trying to warn you guys. So seems like this Richard Wyckoff guy, not only was he smart and widely recognized as a titan there, his methods, his drawings, his book is still being referenced even in today's time with Bitcoin. Isn't that cool? Like how supply and demand actually, like the law of supply and demand really, and like human psychology it comes into play here. So if we saw that distribution work out beautifully with the tops of Bitcoin selling and lots of the whale statistics showing us that they got out and they sold, and now we're seeing the whale statistics from the glass node site and others showing us that they're getting in. The whales are buying right now, and we might have just seen this spring, and that would be right down here just a few days ago when we hit this lower low here, and now we're at a retest, potentially at a retest here, which would be right about here. And so if that were true, we would have a nice outlook coming up. But this is just one way of looking at it. The Wyckoff strategy has, again, been around for a while, and we are looking at it right now just kind of barely hovering around the 32,000 mark for Bitcoin, kind of trying to make up its mind, and we're just sitting here scratching our head thinking, what's going on? Well, this guy's told you what's going on like 100 years ago. Manipulation. If you guys are wondering if there's manipulation, yeah, like what do you expect? People are going to be as greedy as possible. They're trying to keep it down here, ping pong it down here against its will, effectively, is what this strategy is telling you. Holding this Bitcoin price action down here for an extended period of time so they can accumulate. And that's literally why it's called the Wyckoff accumulation schematic, because guess what? The whales are buying. And here's another look at it. Like Glassnode is telling you, yes, they are buying. They break it down to like different size whales, and they have these massive whales. But they did do a really good dispel of the FUD that is being spread about the 2% of accounts control 95% of Bitcoin. this Glassnode article dispels that. Although that is technically true, they go on to show that you can't count exchange addresses, exchange wallets as a whale because that represents potentially thousands and thousands of people, not just one person. So I mean, like, you got to be realistic about some of these addresses and analyze. So while technically 2% of accounts control 95% might be true, but yeah, that's all on exchanges, a lot of that. So that's one of the reasons why that statement is totally false. And if you see that in the media news, it's totally fake, and they're just trying to FUD you out, fake you out, keep you in this Wyckoff accumulation strategy so that you can sell your Bitcoin to them or ETH or altcoin, and they can collect it at lower prices against its will. And again, this is just opinion. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. And if you wanted to know about the Wyckoff schematic, that is really boiled down to it, what it means. And he was just trying to help us out by showing us a way to understand the market and move with it instead of against it. And I see that. I see the top. Everyone is kind of widely accepting that this was, kind of a nice playbook for what just happened in May with the drop of Bitcoin right before and the previous highs, lower highs, and higher highs, just enough to get everyone to buy in. And then meanwhile, the whale addresses were selling. So yes, they tricked you, but you know what? You should have known, because guess what? The rich are always going to be one thing for sure. They're going to be looking out for themselves, and they're going to try to be making themselves even richer. So as you can see, this guy told us, hey, here's how you follow along with that plan and don't get bamboozled, or in his words, fleeced. That's how Richard Wyckoff put it. Don't get fleeced, guys. Don't get fleeced, and understand that there are methods to the market cycles that are time tested, and understanding that would behoove you. Anyways, guys, that's all I had for the Crypto Jewels streaming today. Definitely like and subscribe if you want to see more. We are just getting started, and we are excited about cryptocurrency and what it means. If you zoom out, this is an amazing buy time. Don't be tricked by the manipulation. The blockchain has not changed, and the value of cryptocurrency is the future. So be blessed, guys. Thanks a lot.